Okay, so hello everyone. Welcome to the episode of Connecting with Kumar Jha. This is episode number 38. And for those who haven't met me before, my name is Sam Lee, and I'm the founder of Connect with Confidence Academy. And I'll be the interviewer interviewing Kumar. So how you been, Kumar?
Good, thank you. Opportunities Australia is keeping me busy every day, organizing events and communicating with, corporates, government, clients like yourselves. Yeah, so excited, keeping me busy.
That's cool. And do anything else special other than work?
Do I do anything special? I love to go out on a motorbike ride. If I had time, if I had a long weekend, I would go to the snowy mountains, especially in winter. I would play sports. I like various sports like cricket, badminton, soccer, etc. What else? Be out and about with people like that. And I work with or volunteer with Marine Rescue, so I quite enjoy that. Time on the water, on the boats. So yeah.
Cool. There's a lot of interest that you have.
Thanks.
Yeah. So yeah, that's very cool. A bit of diverse things: cricket, soccer, and various things. So yeah, tell me how long have you been doing Opportunities Australia?
Opportunities Australia was started on 1st of July last year.
Yep.
So yeah, it's only been a year and close to 4 months now. So before that, I joined Vinnies and Vincent de Paul, was raising money for homeless people. So I've joined them 7 years ago. So that gave me, a bit of a food for thought to do things for community and start something of my own. I joined some other charities as well, as I mentioned, Marine Rescue and some other, so different causes, something to do with food or rescuing people, etc. But I thought, myself going into university, doing some degrees, and then after, getting to know some people who are well educated as well, people running their own successful businesses or, high up in the corporates. I thought, it's good. It would be handy to tap into that network, especially COVID hit economy where a lot of people were losing their work. And then a lot of people are there who can't afford education, university education, because that's getting more and more expensive. So I thought it was perfect time to actually start Opportunities Australia and provide opportunities and empower people to the ones who can't afford it. There are lots of migrants, refugees, and indigenous people that are really helpless in that regard. And yeah, I mean, there are so many reasons out there. You'd see job mismatch, etc. You'd see a lot of migrants and sometimes refugees as well who have got high level of qualifications, a master's degree or PhD, even here from Australia, good universities, and you'd see them driving taxis and delivering pizzas. I mean, that breaks my heart. And I've seen that over and over again. I've been in Australia for around 18 years now.
Yep.
And I thought, well, it's a bit too much, enough is enough, and could try to start something which would benefit the people. So yeah.
That's great. It's a great cause, helping out the homeless people and just helping people that they're not as well off as us, I guess. And how did you get the idea of starting this business?
Well, as I mentioned, there are charities which are delivering food and some other, some other short-term benefits to people, like a shelter or food. But Australia is a developed country, a lot of people are on Centrelink. So, majority of people are getting basics, and they can pay for their accommodation and food. And teach people how to fish, rather than, bringing food to the table. I mean, it's got various implications there. Are we trying to empower people or we are trying to make them lazy, right? So, if we are teaching people how to fish, well, then you're empowering people, and then they're going to be on their feet, and you won't have to go on and feed them for the rest of their lives. So that's the difference. And while I was running the food, while I was working with organizations like Vinnies and some other, I kept on thinking about this, and I would much rather empower people and make them job ready and actually connect them to job opportunities rather than just providing a meal or two, which doesn't really help. So yeah, that was the reason. And besides that, as I mentioned, that there are so many well-qualified people out there who can't find the right opportunities. Sometimes it's based on the names as well, sadly, so just trying to form the contacts with the corporates and having the right connections there. So all the CVs that comes out from Charities Australia, that will be loved and accepted wholeheartedly, and all the people will get just the right treatment as per our expectations. So that was the reason. Just to start this. I grew up with a charity around my family as well.
Yep.
So in the name of my grandfather, the family started a hospital and a school as well. So I can totally connect back to that little charity, the school, primary school, to help other people who could not afford the services. So that was free service. And couldn't be happier, be able to start this and be able to help the communities. Yeah.
Sounds great. And you mentioned you came here in Australia 18 years ago. Where were you beforehand?
In India, Delhi. So that's where I came from.
Okay.
That's where I grew up.
And what made you transition to come to Australia?
Grass on the other side, really. Well, Australia was quite popular destination out in India, and my cousin was here as well. So yeah, Australia is a place to thrive and a place to live. Beautiful beaches and beautiful weather. Great drives. So yeah, where else but Australia?
That's true. Yeah, I've actually been here around 30 years now. So yeah, I'm liking it. So it's a little bit better free because I'm originally from Hong Kong. So yeah, I can go both ways. But now it's a little bit harder for to stay in Hong Kong safely because China took over about the news and stuff like that. So yeah, it's always Australia's always like a free country, which is like what you said, beautiful beaches. It's a free country, and what can you ask for more?
Absolutely.
Yeah. So yeah, you mentioned you were a guest lecturer for UNSW. Can you tell me a bit more about that?
So yeah, I have been a mentor with UNSW since I graduated there. So I did a master's degree, finished in 2011. So that was in public relations and advertising.
Yep.
And since then, I have been a mentor over there, and they offered me this gig just some months ago, probably 3 or 4 months ago, based on the past relationship. And this is to do with social entrepreneurship. So yeah, that's the area based on the work that I'm in, charities. So yeah, mostly the work is involved around that. And I help out the students which are doing their master's degree, faculty of business. So yeah, it's good to help out the students, especially those who have a kind heart and would like to understand the not-for-profit sector. You'd be surprised how many students want to work in this sector. People have applied to work with us. So yeah, and definitely like to help. And they have created an assignment based on how they would like to help Opportunities Australia, which was great to see. In terms of volunteer engagement and some other matters. So yeah, thanks to UNSW and the students for considering Opportunities Australia for helping out. And yeah, I'm trying my best to help them out as well in terms of guiding them to be a bit of a better citizen if possible.
That's great. Sounds great. Yeah, it's good to hear that you like a guest lecturer for UNSW. And I want to probably teach as a guest lecturer too for uni as well. and it's a privilege, I guess. And yeah, so how is the guest lecturer role, is it a paid role, or is it a volunteer role? Is that kind of thing?
It is a paid role, indeed.
Okay. That's very cool. Nice. And how long have you been doing that now?
Just a few months, as I mentioned, that yeah, three months maybe.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Nice. And now lockdown's here, so you can't really before, like when it's lockdown, you can't really go back to uni, right, to do work.
University have been closed for quite some time now.
Yeah.
So mostly it's been online lecturing. So everything has been happening online, and they will remain closed for a little while as well. They have not opened. So, another, yeah, we'll have to talk next year. I don't know how many months, but definitely early next year, we'll see whether or not they will open.
Sounds great. Cool. So, so yeah, tell me a bit about how do you grow a network? Like, you must know a lot of people if you're connected that way, like for opportunities Australia. Like, what's the secret behind connecting with people? Do you have any hints and tips on that? Because every time I interview people, ask people how do they build trust with people, and actually build your network, and yeah, it makes it curious for me, because everyone's got different answers. So yeah, can you share a little bit about that?
Just be authentic, really. Put your skin in the game. Be a good citizen, and people would like to talk to you. People don't like to talk to people, who are just, all about themselves.
Yeah.
Making the business and, just living their life. I mean, yeah, people will have to take a bit of a time off and, go out in the communities, roll up their sleeve and do some good work, etc., because it's a small world we live in. City of Sydney, I mean, Sydney has got what, 5 million something population, overall, but in other ways, it's a small city. People know one another. So, I've been on LinkedIn for, say, 6-7 years now.
Yeah.
And every time I open, a big CEO, successful business person's profile, there'd be hundreds of people in common. So, people know one another. So, if you are doing some good work, well, word of mouth travels, much faster than, anything else. So, yeah, as I said, I joined Vinnies 7 years ago, and I got to meet people over there. A lot of successful CEOs, etc. They go over there,
yeah,
and then they go to other charities as well, and and they do their own stuff as well. I go to Red Cross, often once every fortnight or 3 weeks to donate plasma, sometimes to donate blood. I get to meet people over there as well. They're, there's so many regular people out there. So yeah, just going on, doing the thing. Even go to networking events as well. Like, we are partner up with Fish Burners, there's New South Wales Business Chamber, and, there are so many organizations like that. Going out to those places, networking with people, and then out, connecting with them on socials like LinkedIn, and just putting in the right feeds. Not only that you do social work, but besides that, if you're good at your work, in your line of work as well, because you have to, pay your bills. So if you're good at your line of work, then, people form trust, people get to like you. And if you continue doing the work day in, day out, it's like samurai fighters, right? They wake up in the morning, and all they do, throughout the day is practicing, So practice makes a person perfect.
Yeah.
Every day, if you're practicing, and, other people are watching every now and then too, your social feeds, etc. So you keep on getting better, and yeah, you keep on expanding your network.
That's very cool. Well said. Yeah, I guess like what you said, I've heard of it before, like being authentic, being yourself. So it's always good to be, yeah, like being natural about yourself, and yeah, that's what matters to most people. So yeah, that's great. And what's your, I actually forgot to ask you, what's your vision behind, sorry, what's your vision behind, thanks. Yeah. What's your vision behind oh, sorry, it's just
Yeah.
a little bit heavy. But yeah, what's the story behind Opportunities Australia? Like what's the ultimate goal that you want to get Opportunities Australia? Because it's a good idea, because like I'm one of your students, and I learn a lot in terms of entrepreneurship, especially for people who haven't started a business yet, and it's a good initiative. So what's your outcome at the end of the day?
Well, the idea probably in 5 to 10 years of time is to train, hundreds of aspiring entrepreneurs like yourselves, and making them business ready, making them successful, creating a hub like that. um, because nothing gives you better feeling than actually seeing someone successful, and them turning back and saying thank you to you. It's like, for the work you have done. So I really love, the fact that that is happening, and I've got a great team which is able to do that. So within this 16 months of time, I've got around 80 volunteers now.
Wow.
So very well skilled people. All of them are university graduates and well motivated, etc. So yeah, firstly to train as many entrepreneurs as possible. Then besides that, we do other things as well, like mentoring. So vision is to mentor as many, like I don't know, give it say 5 years time. In 5 years time, might want to do say 1,000 mentees, train 1,000 mentees.
Yep.
And then find jobs for say 500 people, job seekers. Our niche is refugee, migrants, and indigenous, and long-term unemployed Australians. So we would like to continue helping out, all these people in order to, get them back on the feet, and, be able to feel confident and be able to contribute to the economy as well. Like Australia gets to pay multi-billion dollars in order to sustain the people who are job seekers, who can't help themselves. So, it's a big money that Australian government gets to pay for the people. So, we are just trying to aid into this process. And on that note, we are speaking with the education department and some universities, and TAFE as well. TAFE is keen to work with us. So we are process next month. We will start our journey, actually. Very excited about that. And we are already working with some university students, like from UNSW and USID. UTS students will come as well. And then once again, very excited to be working with some school kids as well. So Granville High and Fairfield High, these schools are also talking with us.
Yeah.
So probably in some months' time, we'll start working with them too. And then the final project, which is very close to my heart, is the people from the prisons. So I know a governor from Windsor Prison, and he's very keen to get their people, inmates, job ready as well, and to connect them with job opportunities too. So they were stuck. Nothing was moving because of COVID. They were in lockdown. So soon enough, probably next year, we'll start working with them. So really excited about that. So every little thing we could do, that would make us, proud, and yeah, feel great.
Yeah, it's good to get a name out there, right? So how do you normally pitch to all these organizations like unis, government entities, schools, etc.? Is it you just call them, or you actually meet them in person? Like, how do you propose to help them to collaborate with you?
It's about making a brand first. So once you have been doing good work, then second stage is networking. So if you have found any contacts, so I would always have a person in common, point of contact, say with minister, skills minister, or with school, we got mentors from those schools as well. Organizations type, there's always a person in common. As I was saying to you earlier, that, like when you live in the city for so long and you continue working, there's always, you make a lot of friends. So this is what's been happening. So, second stage is to have a person in contact. So, via them, you reach out to the organization. And once there's a bit of a friendly start of a pitch, like things aren't so difficult, and then you write down your proposal. So proposal has to be, like A grade. So I've got grant writers in my team, very good writers. So yeah, they write grant applications for, various brands. And, rest is kind of luck, like we get probably 50% luck, 50% lucky in terms of the applications that we get to submit to brands and government, etc. So yeah, 50% or less rather, say 30%.
That's really cool. Nice. Congratulations on that. It's a good milestone to have when you have when you have those type of collaborations, which is good. Just boosts your credibility and your branding, like what you said before, which is really cool. And that's something what I want to do as well. Like basically collaborate with your companies, etc. That they could benefit from my service as well. So yeah.
That you will.
Sorry?
That you will.
Yeah, hopefully. So yeah, that's cool. And my last question for you, Kumar, is how do we find more about yourself? How do we connect with you? Get to know more about your company. What is your website and your social media accounts that you're active
on? Well, Opportunities Australia. So that's the website, opportunitiesaustralia.org.au.
Yeah.
So that's the website for the charity. Besides that, I have my personal website too, which is kumarjha.com.au. This is for my political career. So I'm also going for the council elections at the City of Sydney.
Wow.
To help other communities, in other ways as well. So councils, the government does allow you to have another job as well. So yeah, council could be a nighttime job. I'm very keen to serve the communities. So yeah, these are the two websites I have.
Yep.
And there are social media links, which are attached with the website. So you guys could, go onto the social media and follow that. Yeah.
Okay, cool. Sounds great. Well, that's the last question. So I just wanted to let the YouTube the viewers know. So yeah, so thanks for joining in, Kumar, and I hope the viewers can connect with Kumar. So it's very good leadership, good leader. So it's a really so if you want to connect with him, please feel free to connect with him through social media channels. So yeah, thanks a lot, Kumar, for your time today, and yeah. Hopefully, looking forward to see you on Wednesday when we have that session.
All right, great. Looking forward to seeing you too. And yeah, thanks very much for having me. And I hope I could answer a little bit. That was just an introductory chat. So anyone who wanted to connect and have any questions or want some help, you're definitely up there to help. Here for a lifetime.
Yeah, likewise. Yeah, and I'll upload this on YouTube as part of and podcast as well. Probably next week. I'll let you know once it's ready once it's been edited and stuff.
Cool. Thank you very much, Sam.
Okay, cool. No worries then. Thanks for Kumar. Looking forward to seeing you on Wednesday. Have a good one.
You too. Ciao.
Yeah. Bye.